name is Brendan Kerr, I'm 23 and I'm from North Belfast and I play traditional music. With my family, it was a very musical household with my brother and my sister, but my mum and my dad, they never played anything. My dad would have always been interested in music, would have always listened to the likes of U2 or The Police, Simple Minds, and my mum was always traditional music, so there was always stuff sort of going on in the house. But then whenever I started dancing, I started getting introduced to the likes of the traditional music, and then slowly but surely started learning to whistle, started playing guitar and bore on just from being around it so much, unintentionally really. From dancing, I just picked up on it. From the age of 6 to 18, I was competing across the globe really with Irish dancing. It's a bit mad how global it really is. I was initially watching my sister doing it. I wasn't going to any classes. My sister had started off competing, and just from watching her, I had picked up on the steps that she was doing, and my mum and my dad sort of thought, he's picking this up more than they were sort of expecting. I was just copying what she was doing, and then they got me into classes. The best I had probably ever performed was at the World Championships. I had placed 8th. That was in Glasgow, I think, in 2016. I placed 3rd at the Irish Nationals and was Ulster champion twice. I went on a trip to Philadelphia with some Alkies in 2016, and that was the first sort of real experience of getting out and playing properly, where we had arranged concerts and little performances in different bars, where we played for a group of policemen from Philadelphia, and we did Danny Boy for them, and it brought them all to tears. And I'd never really expected to have that sort of reaction from them, but that was sort of that moment where I realised how much of an impact music can actually have on people, where it can mean so much to them, and that fueled me to try and get to a standard where I can be playing to people all the time and get that sort of reaction out of it. I had initially wanted to do film at university, but whenever I went on that trip, it all changed, and I thought, I need to be doing music, and I need to be getting just head down and work as hard as I can, because I knew I was trying to catch up at that stage, because I hadn't really been going at a level the way other people were. And for the most part, I was pretty much self-taught. I would have had the occasional lesson from people, but a bit dramatic, but yeah, it was as clear as that, where it was really a light bulb moment where I went, I need to be doing this all the time. Whenever I started at Queen's, I signed up for the Music Society, and there was a traditional group that was starting, and that was really the first experience of playing with people that were outside of just a secondary school setting, and it gave me the perspective of it really is just a social experience playing trad, and really became everything at that point, where I'd be meeting up with people on a weekly basis, and we were just playing together and learning from each other. We would do them in the Hardy Room in Queen's Music Building. So we would meet up, it was every Wednesday or Thursday. We'd get together, play for an hour, and then go either play a session afterwards or just... And that was a really good opportunity for me to actually start to really hone in on my craft and realise what I was good at and what I could work on. was really getting the opportunity to play with people, especially with the likes of Katrina and Myrren. They were at such a high level even at that stage that it was sort of for me to catch up and try and get to their level. I think you're seeing a growing tolerance and a more accepting nature to the city. Like, I've played it in a couple of places now that I would never have expected to do, even a couple of years ago. Like, we did a gig with the Duncairn for, it was the East Arts Centre, and then one in the Strand Cinema. And a couple of years ago that would have never been imaginable, but the fact that we're actually able to do a more community broadening experience, to actually show people that we can actually play in these places and it's, it should be tolerated. It's quite nice to actually see that change happening in front of you. With traditional music, it's a lot more accessible, especially for the people that you would listen to. So in other styles of music, you would never really imagine getting to meet the people that you'd be listening to. But the fact that I can go to a session and run into somebody that I've been listening to their album earlier in the day, it's a bit surreal. The Track Collective was a big confidence booster for me. It was an opportunity for me to actually play my own music. Normally, if I was writing something, it'd be in my room, on the computer, never to be shared, nobody would ever hear it. But the collective sort of forced me to come out of my shell and actually share my ideas. The fact I got to play with Brian Finnegan on the Duncairn stage to a sold out crowd with a group of musicians that I had also been listening to for years, which was one of the most surreal experiences of my life. For years I've been listening to Brian Finnegan. I've been really trying to learn how he played. He was the gold standard for me. So I got to do a workshop with him maybe a week before the gig, and to get 6 foot away from somebody and really learn and watch how they perform, it was a really valuable experience for me. Just seeing certain techniques and things that you maybe wouldn't notice if you're only just getting to listen to them, being able to have that real interaction with them was unbelievable. I received the Gradam Ceoil Bursary in 2022, and that was really the confidence boost I needed coming out of university, not really knowing how to effectively be a musician. Having that year of guidance was something that I really needed. And to be able to fund what I was doing was really helpful. Like, through the bursary, I was able to buy microphones, an interface, a guitar amp, some pedals, just stuff that would have helped me get closer to the ideas I was having in my head. Being able to actually translate those and record them and actually have a documentation of them was something I would have never been able to do if it wasn't for the bursary. And the fact that we got so many opportunities out of it was really helpful for me. Like, I don't think if it wasn't for the bursary, I wouldn't have been in the trad collective, and I wouldn't have got to play with the likes of Brian Finnegan. Through the bursary, I got to meet up with Sean O'Graham, which was class for me because I've been listening to Bioga for years. So to actually be able to go up to his studio and see how he works and get a breakdown of a lot of the tracks that he had recorded was really special for me. At the moment, I've been recording with my friend Katrina Gribben. We're getting her EP together at the moment, slowly but surely. A lot of it is me figuring it out on the go. It's very new for me recording with other people. It was always very personal, and normally there's one microphone planted, next to my guitar, and the laptop's all very close. It's all very confined, but being able to actually have an opportunity to bring somebody else in it's been a nice learning curve. Being able to understand how somebody else works. I think success for me would be being able to move out of my bedroom and record somewhere where they don't have to sit beside my bed to then record their album. It'd be nice to actually branch out a bit. Also, put out some music would be success for me at this point. I think I'm ready to take that next step from being just a pop musician to somebody that I can put on a gig and people will go see it, rather than just showing up somewhere and playing for the crack. I would love to be able to put together my own catalogue of music that I can perform for people. Trad for me is the community aspect of it all. It's getting people in one spot, sharing ideas, catching up with each other, people you haven't seen in a while. The broad scope of trad music has really a lot more importance than I think you would realise. The historical context of it all, the fact that people fought for it to even survive to now, the fact that it took so much for it to be documented and to be retained. There was enough of it that was taken away from people. The fact that this music still is alive, I think it's our duty and our privilege to be able to actually carry this music on. It's been going on for hundreds of years, and I think it's going to continue to go that way, because I think there's enough people that are playing it now, and more people that are tolerant to this music. I think you're seeing a growing community of traditional musicians coming through now.